don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the podcast that no one asked for. My name is Guy.
And my name is Babs.
And no one asked for this. Today, we will be talking about the Rise of Skywalker, the newest Star Wars movie, and the ninth in what they're now retconning as the Skywalker saga. Babs, what was your gut reaction?
I enjoyed the film. There were a couple things that made me go, ugh. Overall, I enjoyed it and I don't hate it.
Me being a huge Star Wars fan, of course, any new Star Wars movie, there's a floor on how much I could hate it. So I will never hate any of these movies. I have watched Clone Wars more times than I should have. So this was another fun time for me at the movies, and I always enjoy the Star Wars audiences on opening night. I feel like that energy, even in Endgame, that is not really matched the energy of the Star Wars crowd on opening night. So let's get right into it and talk about the most memorable moment. What was your most memorable moment?
It's within the final battle scene when they're battling zombie Palpatine. Or before they get there, I guess. I really like the Force time thing, and I like that Kylo and Rey could share stuff in Force time. In the final battle, she sends him her lightsaber through the Force time. Or his lightsaber? Whose lightsaber was that?
Anakin's first, and then passed to Luke. And then...
Because he went storming into battle after
the most indestructible lightsaber ever. One of many Last Jedi retcons.
Why not? You can bring anything back from the dead.
If Darth Maul, why not the lightsaber? For me, I'm going to say my most memorable moment is it kind of tips my hand that I'm a fan of the original, but it's when Luke lifts the X-Wing. It's a callback to a scene from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite Star Wars moments. Such a wonderful moment from my childhood and something I will always love in Star Wars. And so doing a callback to it, I'm the sucker. That's my most memorable moment. But also because that moment had time to breathe, unlike most of the things that were happening so quickly as they transitioned from planet A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
So many planets!
Let's move on to our bums and bosses. Bums and or bosses. So do you have a bum or a boss?
I don't know if I will call these bums or bosses, but these are two things. I think I said this too when we were watching the movie, that you will need to have in every Star Wars film, show, what have you. You need to have a cheeky droid. So we met a new cheeky droid. He wasn't quite so cheeky. He was more like a traumatized droid. The no thank you droid.
The one that looks like, what's the guy from
I don't
Gizmo
know.
Duck. Here's a little Gizmo Duck.
Cone wheel. And then you also have to have a cute creature. This cute creature was a horse, a hairy horse with tusks.
The Heffalump Part 2 and the droid, what are they, bums or bosses?
They're the droid is a boss and the creature is a bum. Because I'm usually not a fan of the Star Wars cute creatures. I thought the porgs were just stupid. They should have been eaten. But I love the Ewoks, so
I'm gonna give a boss to Emperor Palpatine. Do I think he needed to be in this movie? No. Do I think that Rey had to be related to him? No. But am I happy every time he appears in anything for any reason Star Wars related? Yes. I love his voice. My brother and I, when we were kids, used to do Palpatine arguments and Palpatine impressions all the time. And it's just every time I get to hear him say, "Leave us," or
"Strike me down,"
any of his line readings, then I'm impressed. So he is my background boss. Moving on. Babs, do you have any special shout outs?
Special shout out to the lesbian kiss. I thought that was a great move, putting that in there.
My special shout out is gonna go to the Abramites. Kerry Russell, Greg Gunberg, who are basically in everything that JJ does as long as they have time on their schedule. Grunberg is available. And I like that Kerry Russell didn't even take the mask off of the character she's playing. So who knows if it was her all the time, but it was definitely her for the one sequence when she opened the visor. And it's good to see her back in another Abrams project. And I do like the scene where, like, at the end, Poe's trying to fuck, and she's like, "Nah." That's not what you get normally from Star Wars, so that was fun. No comment. Next up, we're going to talk about the most valuable performer. Babs, who's your MVP?
My MVP is Adam Driver. I loved him as Kylo Ren in all the films. And I think that he just did an amazing job. I think we had just finished watching A Marriage Story right before we watched this movie, so I was still thinking of him in that movie, and I think he did an excellent work. He has a very emotive face. He always looks kind of pouty and sullen.
Yeah, I didn't pick him because I knew you would. But this whole entire new trilogy doesn't work without Kylo's performance.
It doesn't.
He's the MVP for me of all three movies.
Yes.
Because Kylo could be awful. It could be Jar Jar level bad if he's not performed well.
It's a tricky character.
Yeah. So in absence of Adam Driver, I went with John Boyega as FN2187. He, through no fault of his own, literally could have been recast in every movie. Like the Finn from Force Awakens, the Finn from Last Jedi, and the Finn from Rise of Skywalker are not the same person. If you just watch the movies, those are three different people. And you literally could have just renamed them. Like, okay, Finn's the stormtrooper from the first movie that basically gets killed by Kylo. And then you have the guy that goes to Canterbite or whatever it is, the planet, and rides the Heffalumps. And that could be a different guy. And then you'd have whoever this was, who seemed to not even remember any of that except for one little story he tells.
Who's somehow slightly force sensitive also? How did he...
I mean, literally a different person. There was no through line into any of his actions. And some of that can be explained by the time jump, but credit to him to being able to sell all the things. They just come with him with a new script every movie, and it's like, now you're going to be this. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm this now. And he manages to pull it off without ruining anything on screen. So that's why he's my most valuable performer. All right, Babs, the moment, the time, your chance to rate this movie. Is it rewatchable, watchable, forgettable, or waste of time?
It's not a waste of time. It is not forgettable. For me, it's rewatchable because I'm going to watch it again. You know what? I'm still going to watch it again. Therefore, it is rewatchable.
I think more so than any Star Wars movie to date, I have to rewatch it because there's no way to even absorb it all the first time.
It was really fast paced. There was a lot of
stuff. There's so much happening that it's impossible to catch everything the first time around. And I mean, it was kind of a debate as whether we should record this now or after we've seen it twice. If you watch it and you're like, nah, I'm good, that also makes sense to me. But I'm going to say that it's rewatchable. I have spoken. That'll do it for us. Once again, my name is Guy.
Babs.
Thank you for letting us waste your time, and always remember that no one asked for this.